Have you ever stopped to wonder why, when you're sitting in a car, it feels like you're perfectly still, but to someone on the sidewalk, you're zipping by in a blur? It's a fascinating question, and it gets to the very heart of what we're talking about today. Welcome back, everyone. In this video, we're diving into the world of physics to explore motion and rest, understand the crucial difference between scalar and vector quantities, and finally, solve the classic puzzle of distance versus displacement. We'll break it all down in the simplest, most beautiful way possible. Let's start with a simple thought experiment. Picture yourself sitting at your desk in a classroom. From your teacher's point of view, you are at rest, you're not moving at all. But what if we zoom out, way out into space? To an observer on the sun, you are absolutely moving. Why? Because you're on planet Earth, and our planet is constantly spinning on its axis and orbiting the sun at an incredible speed. So, who is right, the teacher or the observer on the sun? The answer is both of them. This brings us to a fundamental concept: motion and rest are relative, they are not absolute. Being at rest simply means your position isn't changing compared to your immediate surroundings. Motion, on the other hand, means your position is changing over time relative to a point of reference. Whether something is moving or not depends entirely on the observer's frame of reference. So, the next time you're on a train and the one next to you starts moving, and for a split second you can't tell which one is actually moving, remember it's all relative. Now, let's switch gears and talk about how we measure things in physics. We use quantities, but not all quantities are created equal. Some are simple, while others carry a bit more information. This is where scalar and vector quantities come into play. A scalar quantity is something that can be described with just a magnitude, which is just a fancy word for a number or a size. Think about things like the distance you ran, which might be 5 kilometers, or the temperature outside, say 25 degrees Celsius, or the time it takes to watch this video. These are all scalars. They have a value, and that's all the information you need. Mass is another great example. My mass is 70 kilograms, and that's the end of the story. But what if you need more information? What if just a number isn't enough? That's when we use vector quantities. A vector has both magnitude and direction. Direction is the key difference here. It's the game changer. For example, if I tell you a car is moving at 60 kilometers per hour, that's its speed, a scalar. But if I say the car is moving at 60 kilometers per hour asterisk north asterisk, now I've given you its velocity, which is a vector. Velocity includes both speed and the direction of travel. Another perfect example is force. If you push a box, it matters asterisk how hard asterisk you push, that s the magnitude, but it also matters asterisk which way asterisk you push, that s the direction. The outcome will be completely different if you push it forward versus pushing it sideways. So, remember, scalars are just numbers, but vectors have both a number and a direction. This brings us perfectly to our final, and perhaps most famous pair, distance and displacement. People often use these words interchangeably, but in physics, they mean very different things. Let's make this crystal clear with an easy example. Imagine you're standing in a field. You walk 5 meters to the east, then you turn around and walk 5 meters back to the west, ending up exactly where you started. So, what is the distance you traveled? Distance is a scalar quantity. It's the total length of the path you covered, regardless of direction. In our example, you walked 5 meters east and then 5 meters west. So, the total distance is 5 plus 5, which equals 10 meters. It's a simple addition of the path you took. Now, what about displacement? Displacement is a vector quantity. It's the shortest straight line distance from your starting point to your ending point, and it includes direction. In our example, you started at a certain spot and ended up in the exact same spot. So, the straight line distance between your start and end point is 0. Your displacement is 0 meters. Even though you walked 10 meters, you didn't actually end up anywhere new relative to your origin. Distance tells you how much ground you covered, while displacement tells you how far you are from where you began and in what direction. Alright, let's do a quick recap of what we've learned. First, motion and rest are relative and depend entirely on your surroundings or frame of reference. Second, scalar quantities, like distance and speed, only need a magnitude and number. Third, vector quantities, like displacement and velocity, need both a magnitude and a direction. And finally, distance is the total path you traveled, while displacement is the shortest straight-line path from your start point to your end point. Simple, logical, and incredibly powerful concepts that form the bedrock of physics. If this video helped make science a little easier and clearer for you, I'd really appreciate it if you could give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to click that notification bell so you never miss out on our next lesson where we make learning simple and fun. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, keep moving and keep learning.